And we are about to go live in just a few seconds. We are live right now. Okay, awesome. So everyone, welcome. It's
Yeah.
my good friend Sonia Satra. I've known Sonia for
Right.
at least 9, 10 years, maybe a little longer, going back to the NSA National Speakers Association, which she used to be a
Yeah.
president of up here in New York. And
Yeah.
Sonia is an expert in what's called the mind-body connection. And that's the idea that our minds, our bodies, when we have them in sync, great things can happen. Especially right now, we're in this crisis as people work from home, right? And you're stuck at home, being isolated. Isolation can be a dream destroyer, as you know, some people say. And I felt that bringing Sonia here for these next 15 minutes would be great. Just sharing with us some really easy strategies, things we can take on, just to really shift our state, move our bodies, and just really get into the zone. I mean, for all of us, being in the space of being in the zone or being in flow state, it's imperative, right? And it's difficult this time because sometimes we have family and people around us, and we may not get enough sunlight, the vitamin D, healthy vitamin D.
Mhm.
So Sonia's going to share with us some strategies on that. Her brand is called Moticise, and we've had her several times in front of our New York Power Team audience. So as many of you know, I lead the New York Power Team. We're the largest peak performance meetup community in New York. We've been meeting for 26 years, 27 years now. Sonia is also a member of my community success circles. It's a peer coaching community, and but this is our rules for success series. So this video will eventually go on rules for success with the mind map of everything we discuss. But I want to bring it back to Sonia. So Sonia, this is really about serving our audience, really empowering people to get out of their own ways, to move their bodies, to get their mind bodies in sync. Tell us about this. So how does the mind body connection work exactly?
Well, I mean, I think the mind is or the whole mind body connection is incredibly important. We don't realize how much of an impact the mind has on the body and vice versa. But there are so many studies that are proving how what you think impacts your body. There's a really great study. This one happened to be on losing weight, but it was a really large study on nurses and on maids, excuse me, and it's often used to show how powerful that mind body connection is. But they studied over 200,000 maids, and they were all complaining how they didn't have time for exercise. Now, a maid is making beds and cleaning and moving all day long, but they said that they didn't have time to exercise, and that's why they couldn't lose weight. So they split the group in half, and half of them continued on doing exactly what they were doing. The other half didn't increase exercise. They continued to do the exact same thing they were doing, but they were instructed with their minds. They were shown how much exercise they were actually getting, how many calories they were burning off, how much that movement was impacting their health. So they would watch videos, they would be instructed on all of this. And after a month, the group that had just watched the videos, nothing else changed. They continued to do their jobs. But the group who were watching the videos and were instructed on how all of this was impacting their health lost at least 10% of their like goals in terms of body weight. It was incredible just by knowing that exercise made a difference on their body, not doing anything differently, just the mindset. So that's how much. And then there's other things with
Hmm.
placebos and how that can impact whether or not you actually recover. Um, there's a great one on wearing a cast around your wrist. This athlete was wearing a cast around his wrist for 6 months, and he would just imagine, not 6 months, sorry, 6 weeks, and he was just imagining doing arm strengthening things, and he improved by 20%. And yet he couldn't do any exercise at all. It was purely in his mind. That's how powerful that mind body connection is.
That's amazing. And
It is.
you do something unique. Well, you kind of integrate, I mean, coaching, of course, you're a life coach and much more, um, with coaching and engaging affirmations, bringing affirmations with movement, right? And how does that help you? I mean, of course, I've seen this in action with our audience live, but how does that
Yeah.
sync up the body. Why is it so important for us to be able to sync up how we affirm like who we are, who we aim to be with movement? Why is that important?
Well, I think there's two things going on in what I do. And it is one of those where one feeds the other. So the mindset, you're being prompted with some questions or some thoughts or some visualizations or affirmations, as you said, while you're moving. And they are connected to things like pulling things in or putting things out, so that there's almost an anchor into your body. So that's the one way it's coming in. But the reverse of that is the body actually feeds the process as well. Because when you exercise, when you raise your heart rate, a protein is released in your brain that creates new neural pathways. It starts the connection of synapses. You can, in fact, rewire your brain. And they found that when you're exercising and right after you're exercising is an optimal time to focus or to learn or to create. It really heightens your creative juices. It improves your motivation center, and it also helps you with decision making. All really powerful things that we want to do. And so by moving, you're already heightening that part of your mind, that part of your brain, and then we're sort of feeding it thoughts of the kinds of things that you want to change or think or wire into your whole mind body connection. And so that's what's going on in Moticise.
Awesome. Right. And I mean, from my own experience when I do high interval training, just movement or listen to, motivating shows, or even my Peloton, we have a Peloton at home where
Yeah.
we may have an inspiring speaker at the other end as far as a trainer goes. When I when I walk off of that, I'm so hyper engaged, right? So
Yeah.
hyper, my prefrontal cortex is so focused on what's next, and I'm excited, right? And yesterday I was doing this EFT session on YouTube. It's like this virtual EFT. It's like the whole nature of tapping on meridian points in the
Tapping.
body. It's
Super
powerful.
cool.
It's
It's really
powerful.
powerful. The
Yeah.
same idea, actually. That's one of those where you're also engaging that mind body connection, right? You're doing the affirmations while you're tapping those pressure points. So it's
Exactly.
really
And
great.
it works powerfully. If you look at these videos, like 99.9% like approval, like tens of thousands of people watching these things tapping along. So,
Yeah.
so with Moticise, with what you do, and perhaps we can do a couple of Moticise movements here. So, our audience are watching this; they can kind of tap into this and or watch this exactly over and
Yeah.
over again to kind of release what's in their way. Um, is there something specific to the type of movements you do with the affirmations, like, or is it like opening your chest, or well, I guess why don't we experience it, right? So let's experience it
Sure.
together. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Absolutely. So I'm going to get up and move back and we'll do a super duper mini mindset reset. How about that?
That's perfect.
But I think it's also important to celebrate your success. That's another thing you can do with movement. I know you're really big on celebrating. And I think right now we really have to, it's the small victories, it's the small wins that we're building on. And we really want to pay attention to that too. So we'll build that into this a little bit.
Perfect. Let's do this.
Okay.
Awesome. Super excited. You're on camera.
Yeah. All right. So I'll just start.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
share some
we're just
moves.
going to start to just walk in place. If you feel like jogging, you can do that too, whichever is comfortable, depending upon whether you have neighbors who like you or not. So, or where you are. And yeah, let's start to open. Let's open our chest, open. So you're really just squeezing those shoulder blades behind you, opening your heart, opening your minds to sort of a new possibility. Change has been thrust on us. And yet, if we reframe it and we look at it differently, we can really open it up and we can see different things, different ways of doing things. Nice. Good. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And, we're also going to do one other thing. We're going to dump any of that stuff, any of that stress that's been inside. We're just going to take it and we're going to dump it and throw it out. 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 Just let it go and keep a clean slate to create a new goal. Okay, so we've got it out. We've opened ourselves up to possibility. Now let's reach. I just want to reach out. What's a goal during this time, maybe it's just this week, one thing that you want to pull in from the universe, pull in and do. So really think about that. Something meaningful, something that fills your heart and fulfillment. Maybe it's health or family, maybe it's business. Good. 2 more. And last one. Excellent. Now we want to imagine, what would it feel like if you actually had that? What would it look like? We want to really embody this whole feeling. So we're going to do just a couple jumps. What would it feel like to pull that in to your body? I was going to ask, where are you? But you're probably at home. Hopefully you're home safe.
Exactly.
But even imagine yourself at home and having this work, feeling that opening, feeling that success. Maybe you're landing a client, or maybe you're helping somebody. Maybe you're having a beautiful connection with a spouse instead of arguing. Maybe you're having some cool moments with your kids. Just imagine what that feels like. Pull it in. Nice. Excellent. And then we're going to take a look at what you have. What do you have to help make this happen? And I love this question probably more than anything, because we always look at what we don't have and how challenging things are. And this is a really powerful way to flip the script, to look at what it is that you do have. So we're going to just take a little step and pull in. So a lunge. So you're lunging with a little bicep curl. What do you have that you can use to make this goal happen? Maybe it's a skill set or knowledge, experience. Maybe it's time now. Maybe it's courage. What is it for you? And imagine pulling it in and using it. Nice. Last one. Great. Then we're going to do a little, what do you need? What do you need to build on what you have already to knock it out of the park, to really drive that home? Maybe it's you need to take some action. We're going to reach down, a little reach down. What do you need to pull in to make it happen? Maybe you need some support. Success circles is a great support system if you need one. Maybe you need some knowledge. Maybe you need some patience. What is it? Reach. One more. Nice. Excellent. And then we're going to take a step. We're going to take some action steps. So if you were going to take one action, what would that be? We're just going to do a little kick out. You're like kicking a can down the street, like, hey, this is no sweat. No problem. I got this. Clean slate. If it was easy, if you believed you wouldn't fail, what would you do? Today or this weekend? Excellent. And then we're going to do a quick reach up, and we want to visualize doing it. Reaching up, seeing yourself climb that ladder of success. Excellent. You're almost there. Really get that into your body. If it's a call, if it's a connection, if it's a conversation. And 3, 2, and 1. And then I always love to end with those like fiery affirmations. So even if you're at home with a bunch of people around, let's get this into our system. So we're going to just do some punches. Left, left, right, left, left, right. It's also a great way to get rid of any frustrations you have, but let's add to it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Last one. I can do it.
Hey.
Yes, you can. You can
Awesome.
do it. You can do it anytime, any place, anywhere. We just want to reframe, get it into our bodies. And it's a question, these things you could do. It's great when you move different things because you work different muscle groups, you lock it in different ways. But if you're a Peloton person, if you love doing Peloton or you love to run or walk, there's something meditative about asking those same questions. You want to start by really visualizing that future. Get into the dream, get into the feel. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Go through all of it, right? Our minds don't know the difference between what's real and imagined. So you're training it, you're actually experiencing it. And then take a look at what do you have? What do you have? Key thing. What do you need to add on? We didn't do what's stopping you. Most people know what that is. Burn it, throw it out, chop it, cut it. And then without any of it, clean slate, what's in action? And then visualize yourself doing the action, because that's a really key thing too. You want to see yourself doing it and then celebrate it, because celebrating is a big part of wiring that in. And the affirmations drive it home. If you're feeling a little unsure, you just need that little extra thrust. And there's something about those punching motions too that are kind of fun. But even if you're running, you know, say those affirmations. I can do it. I've got this. I'm powerful, or whatever it is that's meaningful to you, so that it makes that connection. And open your brains, open your minds, open your bodies, and build your immune system all at the same time.
That was powerful. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Wow. It's a great
absolutely.
break in the middle of the day
Yeah.
to do some Moticise. And it's basically rewiring your subconscious, because most of us have 20,000 thoughts in our head or more, 20 to
Mhm.
50,000 thoughts that are disempowering, repetitive thoughts over and over again, kind of this
Yeah,
vicious cycle. And but
absolutely.
what Sonia's doing with Moticise is a way of breaking that and kind of rewiring how you think. So it could be, I can do it. I can do it. This is easy. Slow and steady wins a race, or whatever
Mhm.
inspires you, engages you, just rewiring, replacing all those other thoughts that don't serve you with better thoughts. And the body, the way when you engage the body this way, really takes life, takes a new life of its own when you do it. Super simple, 20 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day if you want to, at various
Yeah.
points. It makes all the difference. That's great, Sonia. And anything else you want to share with our audience? And any of the resources they can tap into, or access, as far as videos? Maybe is there a
Yeah,
video series that you
absolutely.
have?
Sure. Well, you could definitely come to my site, soniasatra.com, SONIASATRA.com. I have a number of programs that are running. I also have some free resources right now. I'm doing a live, actually, Moticise and Meditation Tuesday at 9:30 with a friend of mine. And on YouTube, I have a lot of Moticise things going up. Moti Minutes, if you just want a minute to break up your day, that's great, but I'm doing some longer ones as well. And Mondays, I have a Facebook Live at noon. And Tuesdays, I have the hashtag Better Life Chat on Twitter. So love for you to come join me to any of those things.
Great resources, SoniaSatra.com, SoniaSatra.com. Access her
Yeah.
site, resources, these events that are there. This is
Yeah.
really
And if you
awesome
want to
stuff.
come Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. to Moticise live on Instagram.
Beautiful. Tuesday, check out Instagram, and which is also, it's also Sonia Satra, correct?
Yeah,
Instagram
underscore Moticise. Yeah.
underscore
Mhm.
Motorsize. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna end the stream here.